Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to be making an interact system same as the blueprints in C++. So let's get started. So this is a basic C++ first person template on the Unreal Engine, and here I have a C++ classes. What we're going to do first is we're going to make a new class. So let's select this an actor and call this interact underscore base. We're going to use casting for this, so no interfaces. I'll go interfaces in a later video, so don't worry. We'll just use simple casting for this one. So I'll come back to you when this is done. So yeah guys, here we go. Interact base is done. And let's open this up in Visual Studio and let's close the engine for now. And in the process, so let's go back to a character. And what we'll begin with right now is we'll make a tick function for our class. So let's go into a public section of a ace file in the looter shooter character. I mean like the whatever the name of your project is. I just named the line looter shooter because like it's a side thing I'm working on. So if you might want to make a tick function, what you got to type is uh, void tick, and in the brackets float delta time or named identifier whatever you want, and override. So this is gonna just override the function. Oh, actually, we also need to you need to write virtual, and now we have a tick function right here. So right click. There's if you want to make a new implementation in the default Visual Studio, you can click quick action refactoring, create definition. But since I have Visual Assist, it gives me this nice syntax highlighting and a few other nice features, and I can just create implementation like this. So now we have something. You should have something like this on your CPP file, and now we'll start from here. So first things first, every time you make a tick function in a derived actor class, I mean it's deriving from actor, you need to do super tick and this, and you have to put delta time in the brackets. So this just runs everything in the actor class that's required for tick, because this overrides the whole thing. So we got a tick function working. So let's start with the line trace. It's gonna be the same as the blueprint tutorial. We just use casting, no interfaces, no that type of stuff. So let's start with f hit result. Sorry, and let's name this out hit, and let's start tracing. Let's get world. If you want to trace, you have to get world, and then you have access to all the tracing functions. So we're just gonna get line trace by single by channel. That's for single object. So as you can see, the first parameter is out hit. So we'll just put our out hit in there, and comma. We need a start vector. So we're gonna get camera. Oh no, sorry, camera first person camera. I think yeah, first person camera component. Get component location, and for the end location we'll need again we'll do the same thing. First for the camera, get component location. Oh sorry, get component location. And the third one is the collision channel. Is the same as the blueprint collision channels. You just have to put ECC in front of it, ECC underscore whatever the name of the channel is. I'm gonna do visibility, ECC underscore visibility. Leave the collision parameters as the same as they already are. Oh sorry, yeah. And let's open the brackets. Oh, sorry, I forgot one thing. Yeah, in the end location, you don't have just to get the component location, but you have to add. And in the addition, what you have to do is go to first person camera component again, and then get forward vector, and then you have to multiply that with a float variable called range. We haven't declared it yet, so we'll go and declare it. And now in our class, I mean in the H file in the public section, we'll make a U property. Edit anywhere, edit defaults only, I believe. Yeah, edit defaults only. Category should be let's just put in the general category, and let's make a float and call this range, and we'll initialize it in the constructor up here. Let's set the range is equal to 300f. That 300 should be good. That's the same as we used in the blueprint tutorial. Let's go back to a tick event. Where was it? I think it was up there. Yeah, it's right here. So oh, I think we missed a bracket right there. Add in the bracket. That should be good now. Yeah. So if the check returns true, actually we need to make another variable. Let's make another U property. Let's make this blueprint read write. Read write. And let's we don't need a category for this. This is gonna be we have to forward declare it first. So we'll go up here under the include headers with the where it's the says class input component. And under that you just forward declare, what was it, what will you name? Okay, a interact base is the same as you name the interact class. This one, I mean the interact base class. And that should be good, I hope. Yep, we forward declared it, so now we don't have to worry about importing it right here in the h file. And blueprint read write, and let's set this to interact underscore base, sorry, a interact, sorry if I can type this correct, right? Yeah, interact base pointer. Yeah, it's gonna be pointer, so just don't worry about it right now. Just put the asterisk in the current interact, current, sorry, interactable, and that's a variable right there. So let's cast it. If cast, what was the name, a interact base, sorry I keep forgetting that. If we cast this to a interact base, and our object is going to be out hit dot get actor, we cast this to interact base and it returns true, then actually let's do this outside. A interact base pointer is equal to cast, oh did we not copy that? Oh, let's just write it again. Cast to a interact base, and let's put it in the out hit dot get actor, and let's put the semicolon over there. And if the, oh we forgot to put a name there, actor, let's just name it actor check. So if actor check exists, I mean like if the cast is true, then we'll run this. So actor check, oh actually we haven't made a function yet, so let's go over to interact base and let's make a new function in the public section. Make a u function and blueprint callable. We actually don't need blueprint implementable for now. Actually, let's just make it an implementable. You will get another tutorial for free. Blueprint implementable event, so you can implement this in blueprints. Let's call this void interact. Yep, that should be good. And let's make if you want to use make an implementable event, that means you have two logics, one in the C++ file, and you can make override that logic in the blueprint file. I mean the blueprint class. You have to tag it blueprint implementable event. So that's the thing. So you cannot write that logic directly in this. What you will have to do is make a virtual void interact. Then after you have put the name of your function, you have to put underscore implementation. So this is gonna be your like the main function. You know. Oh yeah. So let's right click, create an implementation, and let's leave this blank for now. And I think we're done here. So let's go back to a CPP file, and if actor check, so actor check dot interact implementation. We're just gonna run the interact implementation on an interact base right here. And oh sorry, we won't run that, sorry. We'll assign the current interactable to be actor check, and then we have to add a new input event. So let me compile this, and I'll see you guys in the engine. Oh sorry guys, I forgot one thing. There's an error. So what we have to do is just put a dot here, and that should be good now. Let's compile this again, and it should run now. It's been a lol video guys, another error. So that what we forgot is to include this. We have to include that. So let's public slash, no not public, it's the interact base.h. Let's try this again. I hope this works this time. Yeah, it works now. Sorry for all those error guys. I know it's like I keep forgetting stuff which I shouldn't, but like I'm new to C++, so like I'm sorry. So yeah, so we need to go to our project settings, make a new action event, input action mappings. Let's add a new one. Let's call this interact. And let's bind this to E. Body. Keyboard. But yeah, here we go. This is it's auto saving, so just close that, and we won't turn off the editor this time, so we can just add a new stuff if you want to. So where are we? Yeah, so we want to bind the action. Let's just go to the player and set up player input component function here, cpp file, and just put in player input component bind action, and the name of the action event which called as interact. Sorry, the event should be IE underscore pressed. If you want released, you can do that. And user class object is this class right here. And the delegate, we'll have to make a new one. So let's make a new U function. Actually, we don't actually need a U function. Just put in a void uh, interact with interactable. Sorry, this is a long name. I don't want the conflicting name stuff. Oh, I forgot the semicolon. Let's make an implementation. And let's scroll up now. Go back to our setup player input component. And this just put an ampersand, a looter shooter. I mean, like whatever the thing above is, you don't. A means like actor. If you're thinking about the prefix, A means actor, so it's an actor, so it gets the prefix A. And put double semicolon for the delegate. And put interact with interactable, and don't put parentheses, otherwise it'll throw an error. This is a delegate, so you can't put in the parameters in with it. So since we are bound the action, let's scroll back down and let's put our logic in. So if our current interactable is existing in the world, then we're just gonna do current interactable dot interact implementation. And then this is the same the error that we did last time, so I'm going to fix it right now instead of like doing the error by error and showing the error, because it'll just waste time. So what we did in the blueprint video is that we just it assigned the thing, but it did not reassign it. So we have to reassign it to null when we do not have an interact actor. So let's get back to our line trace, and if the actor, and let's put the else for the first if. So the else would be current interactable is equal to null, and if let's put the else here, interactable is equal to null ptr if you want that. It just don't matter. So that should work now. Actually, we don't have a child class now, so let's start the engine again and we'll have a child class. We're in the engine now, and let's make a child blueprint class of our interact base. Right click on the interact base, create blueprint class, and just call it my interact. Yeah, let's leave it the default name. So let's open this up. Yeah. So since we made it an implementable event, we can just override it. And as you can see, we have in the override panel, we have interact, or we can just search for uh, right click, uh, event interact. Oh, sorry. See, I don't think C++ overrides work this way, but let's check. Oh yeah, event interact. So now you can see it's gone from here. So now we can just override the interact function in the C++ class we just made, and let's just do the same as we did in the blueprint tutorial, and let's add a new material. Color change. Sorry if I'm not unable to type. Color changer. That's all right. Let's add the vector parameter. Call this color. Make sure you remember the name, and let's plug into the base color. Apply this. Save this, and let's make a new material instance and just keep the default name. Go back to our interact base. We need to add a static mesh component and set it to a cube or anything you want, and let's set the material to our color changer instance. So let's change the default value to the sorry let's change the default value to like red again. That's good. Now we have a red color. And now in our interact base, let's on begin play, we'll just get the static mesh, create dynamic material instance, plug this to the begin play, and make this a variable. Call this mat inst or whatever you want. And source material should be color changer instance, and that should be good. Mat instance, and let's on interact. We'll just get mat instance, set vector parameter value, and let's set we named our vector parameter color. So let's set this color or just copy it from here. Just come over here, copy the name of a parameter, paste it over there, and it's good. And let's set the color to green. That's not a good green. Yeah, that's better. I'll compile this. And now if we drag our my interact base over here, and over here, if we press go, so yeah guys, we're in the engine now, and let's make a child blueprint class of our interact base. Right click on the interact base, create blueprint class, and let's call it my interact. Yeah, let's leave it the default name. So let's open this up. Yeah. So since we made it an implementable event, we can just override it. And as you can see, we have in the override panel, we have interact, or we can just search for uh, right click, uh, event interact. Oh, sorry. See, I don't think C++ overrides work this way, but let's check. Oh yeah, event interact. So now you can see it's gone from here. So now we can just override the interact function in the C++ class we just made, and let's just do the same as we did in the blueprint tutorial, and let's add a new material, color change. Sorry if I'm not unable to type. Color changer, that's all right. Let's add the vector parameter, call this color, make sure you remember the name, and let's plug into the base color, apply this, save this, and let's make a new material instance, and just keep the default name. Go back to our interact base. We need to add a static mesh component and set it to a cube or anything you want, and let's set the material to our color changer instance. So let's change the default value to the sorry let's change the default value to like red again. That's good. Now we have a red color. And now in our interact base, let's on begin play, we'll just get the static mesh, create dynamic material instance, plug this to the begin play, and make this a variable. Call this mat inst or whatever you want. And source material should be color changer instance, and that should be good. Mat instance, and let's on interact. We'll just get mat instance, set vector parameter value, and let's we named our vector parameter color. So let's set this color or just copy it from here. Just come over here, copy the name of a parameter, paste it over there, and it's good. And let's set the color to green. That's not a good green. Yeah, that's better. I'll compile this. And now if we drag our my interact base over here, and over here, if we press go, there's no raycast shown here, but if you press E, it should work. Okay, maybe it shouldn't. Oh, the autocorrect did this. I just wanted to put in interact. The autocorrect just put in interact. It should work now. Yeah, I'm sorry guys for all these errors right now. But yeah, the thing was it's like the autocorrect did this. It should be just interact. I just if I went in here, this was the first thing that showed in my face, and I just realized it was like underscore implementation. Just remove that. I just compiled it again after that, and if you press play, it works. If we press this, come here, and if we just like, there's no errors. If we far away, no, here, no, and if we just press that, and again. So we can just try making another class. So we go to C++ classes, right click on interact base, create blueprint class, my interact base. Let's call this moving. No, just move. Yeah. If we open this up, why is the editor minimized? Yeah. Let's open full blueprint editor, and on event interact, we'll just add actor world offset, and it should be something like not variable, bro. Split the pin. Yeah, there's like something like 100 on the Z. If we just drag this one out here, we didn't add a static mesh. Let's add that static mesh cube. Drag that out here, and if you put E on this, it's gonna move up, and it's gonna move up again and again till it goes out of our range. So yeah, that was the C++ interaction tutorial, guys. Sorry for the bad C++ tutorials right now. I'm really unfamiliar with C++, but I'm trying to bring as much content as possible to you guys. So if this video helped you all, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.